All right, what's going on, man? How y'all doing, man? We about to get into this. Look, all right, we about to start with, this is a beginner's guide, man. Just going through the basic of Forex. Just going through some of the terminology you'll hear. Understanding, just some of the basics. We're gonna start with a pip. A pip is a point in percentage. Basically, we're gonna take it into sports terms. Like a point is like a basket made, a pip, so if the chart move up one pip, that's like, and you're buying, that's like, you just scored a basket. But, if it go against you, you lost the basket, like shit like that. In that sense. That's what a pip is. I'm gonna send this out so y'all can really read through it and, go through it yourself, but I'm gonna just skim through it. This beginner's guide is gonna show you the basics of how to make money or how money is made in the forex market. Basically what we are doing, what we is actually really doing on the market. How the transaction is really happening. I'm gonna go into details like that. Then it's gonna just go through some currency pairs and symbols, so you get familiar with some of the currency pairs.
I know I'm with you. Oh my bad. I'm sitting here and I was just agreeing with Quilly telling me.
Then it's gonna go in more details on it, but I really want to get into right here support and resistance. All right, support and resistance is basically like the floor and the ceiling. You know, just say, think about if you had a ball, you bounce the ball off the floor, it's gonna bounce up right to the ceiling. When it hit the ceiling, it's gonna bounce off the ceiling and back down to the floor. That's how price moves. You know, and sometimes you may have price go through the floor or go through the ceiling, right? But that just means that was a weak floor or a weak ceiling. You get it? Get what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
uh, and you're gonna get this so you can read through it, and really get the gist of it. But I'm gonna read something. Resistance is not just a random area where price turns around. There are potential sellers, traders who have sold a foreign or forex currency pair once before and remembers the collective power that have to push price lower. There are also buyers who went long at support and with disappointment this price did not go higher and will close their buyer's position with sell orders at or just before the price gets to the resistance symbol. So that's like it's gonna basically what it is like when when sellers, because for order the market to move you gotta have a buyer and a seller, right? So when you buy, it gotta be somebody there to sell at. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
all right, if it's there, if it's like you see price coming down, right? Sellers is not gonna sell at support, right? Sellers is not gonna sell at support because you sell high and you buy low. So when price is coming down to support, you know that like there's gonna be like a weakness in sellers. If there's like a strong support, like sellers is not gonna be at this. That's how you'll know it's a strong support, because a strong support you'll get a nice reaction out that zone, like a quick reaction out that zone, because sellers the sellers are gonna know that this pricers once recently, and they're gonna start pulling out their trades, basically taking profit, or closing their trades. So that means that selling momentum gonna slow up, which is gonna make price bounce off this level. You get what I'm saying? And because there's no sellers right there, people gonna be buying, and for the market to move, you gotta have, and to these orders to get filled, you need sellers. So, and sellers sell high, so the market is liable to push up, to fill some of these buy orders. So that's how the market moves as far as like support and resistance. I'm gonna give you a live example, but you go through this PDF file, and it's gonna give you like some good examples so you can get the gist of it. But all right, let's go to the chart. All right, let's go to the charts real fast. Try to find that. Okay, let's go to a blank chart. I'm trying to get
That good God. What in the world? NU and AU went down?
Okay, look, I like this. Now look at this, right? And in the uptrend, right? How price move, right? Price move, price create, right? Higher highs, higher highs, higher lows, right? In an uptrend. That's what creates structure. Remember, consolidation creates structure. So when you see this price come down, start to consolidate, it's creating structure. Then you get the break, right? Then like a retest, a pullback to a structure. Like so, when you get higher highs and higher lows, that's creating structure. Okay, so and that's in an uptrend. And a downtrend, right, is opposite. It's creating lower lows and lower highs, right? And these peaks and valleys is what is we consider structure. So when price moving up, right, then you see price sell off and make this low. You can mark this off, right? So we know this is your high, this is your low, right? To validate this trend, right? We want to get a break of this structure, a break of this high, right? So like you see price push up, break this high, right? Then we get price sell off, to gain momentum, retrace, and that's where we get an entry right here, right? So what we look for is we look for breaker structure. So we look for breaker structure and retest. I'm gonna give you a simple thing, simple strategy, right? Breaker structure, retest. It's that simple. So you wait for price to break a high or break a low, and retest that structure, right? And retest that same level, right? To confirm this uptrend, to confirm that move. Because if price was right, if price was weak, or price didn't want to continue in the buy, it's gonna break. It's gonna come back down here and break this low. So long as price doesn't, because price could come right here, price could come down here. Long as price don't break this low right here, you're still good for a buy, because it's still respecting structure, because this high and this low created a structure, right? Now in a downtrend, it's vice versa. So if we want to see in a downtrend, we want to get breaks of the lows and retest to get in for a trade. You follow me?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Now, if you got questions, just let me know.
All right.
You understand what I was saying?
Yeah. So when you want to sell, you look for the lower lows. No, when you want to sell, you look for the higher highs.
No, when you're in the sell, right? In the trending market, right? In the
Yeah.
trending market, right? Because we are trend traders, right? We are we are structured traders, so we trade trends. So so we looking in a downtrend, we looking for the break of the lows and a retest, right? To get in for the sell. Because in the sell, in downtrends, price create lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and lower highs. You get what I'm saying? In an
Yeah.
uptrend, it made highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, right? And how you know this price wanna reverse? So we'd probably get at the top of uptrend, we'd probably get a move like this, which is called like a double top, right? Or formation. And we'll want to see, right? We'll want to see the break of that neck line, which is structure, because price created this low right here, right? So we'll mark that off. We'll mark that off with either a horizontal or however you want to do it. But most people mark their support and resistance off with the horizontal line. So we'll get something like this, right? And we'll get the break of that. You see how the price broke that, respected, came back up and retested. This will be an entry for the sell. Because we know because price respected this high, it didn't break this structure up here, right? So once we seen price didn't break this structure, now we're looking like, okay, price maybe want to go the other way. And then it confirmed it once it broke this low right here. So now we know prices want to reverse, and it's vice versa in uptrend, right? I mean in a downtrend, we'll get a double bottom, something like this. We get a double bottom, something like this, right? And we'll wait for price to break and retest, and then we get it right here. You get what I'm saying? For the bottom.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna give you an example on the charts, because price don't move in perfect waves, right? So right here, we know we had this uptrend, right? Because we got a low, we made a high, we got a higher low. Price came up, right? Respected this high. It didn't break this high, but it didn't break this low. You see? So we still valid for the uptrend because it's still structured.
But so if it would have broke that lower low, then it would have started going down. Would have
Yeah,
been.
now we're looking for a downtrend because we don't predict the market, we react, right?
Yeah.
So now we know that price didn't break this low. So now we know we still solid for the uptrend. You get what I'm saying? Because price keeps
Yeah.
up. We trace 100%. As long as it don't break that 100%, we still valid, right? So now we get this higher high, right? Right? Boom. We get
Yeah.
this high. We get this higher low. We get this. Test of the highs, but respect the highs. We get this fall down, right? Even you could have caught this move, right? This double top to the highs. We know price didn't break this high, right? So we could have marked that off with a horizontal line, right? Well, price didn't break this high, so but it created this. It created this. It created a support level, right? So how we want to find support and resistance. How we want to find support. Let me teach you how to find support and resistance. Let's go to charts. How I like to do is go to the line charts, okay? Because that's how you find the most accurate, right? The most accurate support and resistance, right? And it takes away all the noise, right? It takes away all the clutter so you can find the best support and resistance line. And to confirm a strong support and resistance line, you want to look for price. You want to look for a level where price was once support, once resistance, and then turn into support, or once was support and turn into resistance, right? So a level like here, all right, you could say, I look right here. I say this is key level right here, right? Because you got support, you got support, you got a support right here. You got this break it, respect it right here. So resistance, right? You go back in the past, support. You got these false breaks right here, support, right? All right. Now you got this break, resistance. So now we know that's a key level, right? That's a strong level. So now we look for more levels just identical to that, right? So now we look, all right, we see right here, right? I gotta pick this level, right? Because we got support, resistance, right? You got some support right here, some support right here, right? If I pull up the chart right now, the graph chart, you see right here, candlestick, you'll see that that gap right there on the line chart is wicks. So now we know that's a key level right there. Even if you look in the past, support. So now we know that's a key level. So now let's keep finding them. Levels. So that's how you find support resistance. And remember, the higher the time frame, the stronger the level. So we're on a daily time frame. So we know that that's a these are strong levels. So now we know when price come to these levels, we know we should get a strong reaction off the level. So it's a high probability chance that we're gonna get a reaction off this level. So we know when price come down here, based off what it did in the past, that we expect price, right, to come down here and react and buy, right, because of what happened in the past. But now if it don't, what we do is just wait for the break, wait for the retest of that structure on the opposite side, and we get it for the set because we don't predict the market, we react to the market, what the market is giving us. So let's finish finding some more. All right. And I don't like to mark them out like too many. You know, I just like to find some key levels. I like to keep my chart clean at times. So now you can see when you get turned back on the line chart how price and how the wicks is reacting off these levels. So now in this scenario, right? Let's take this for right here. You know we got a downtrend. Why? Because right, you got a high. Hold on. You got a high. You got a low. You got a higher high. You got a lower high. Right? And what we expect in a downtrend, right? We expect price to make another lower low, right? So now we can expect price to drop down here to make another lower low. So now we can even see that price is breaking structure, right? Because it broke this low right here. It broke this little structure right here. So how we could get in this trade is just wait for the retest of this structure. You know, simple. And we could take it price. We could take it back down to this low, right? And if it break this low, we just wait for the retest and take it back down to the next key structure. And how you find that? You look to the left. So if price break this low right here, we know price is liable to come back down here. Makes sense?
Yeah.
It's simple. So, all right, let's do this. That's why I like trading. Right. So, let's kill the chart. All right, we know we got this. We know we got this uptrend, right? We see this uptrend. We got this low. We got this low. Higher low, right? We got this higher high. Okay. Boom. All right, then we make this low. We make this low right here. Boom. Right. Right. Now we know, right? We got this uptrend. Also, we could draw this trend line. And how you find the trend line? Two touch to the trend line, confirm the trend. Third time entry, you know, is validation. You know, two confirm it, three validate, four most likely gonna break it. Just remember that. So
You said 2 confirm it and 4 validated.
no, three validated. So that means that's your entry. Third touch on the trend line, you can enter it. Most time the fourth touch is gonna break it. So you see how right here you get this two touches. So like three, like so we expect this third touch right here to bounce off this shit, you know. And the fourth touch, I'm looking for a break. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we know we got this uptrend. All right. So let's watch price. We see price come up here, right? And respect this high. And we know we draw that up with support with a horizontal line. We see price break it though, right? It broke it, but it came back down to respect that high. So now we know that like, all right, this is a strong level. Like it's a strong, price don't want to break this level. So now, as a trader, reacting to the market as we should be doing, we start thinking, all right, maybe this market gonna sell. So, but we know we got this low. So, what we do, right? You see price create a double top as well. So we'll wait right? Wait for the break of this structure, break of this low, right? Boom. So right, we get the break of this low. So now we could bring out a horizontal ray line, horizontal line, whatever, to mark this level off. Or you could even use just a regular trend line to mark that level off. So now we know we got this low right here. It breaks the low, right? So now what we expecting now, right, is a retest to that level. That's how we get in. Break the structure, retest. You get no retest, no entry. Just remember these three. Break the structure, retest, entry. It could be all that simple, you know. They can come with more details to look for different candlestick patterns, formations, different market formations. You get a little advanced. But on the most part, I'm just keeping it basic. Break a structure, retest. So now we're looking for the retest of this level, right? So now we definitely looking for sales now because we got a break of this level with momentum, and we got it like and with an engulfing candle, right, which is a candle formation, which you'll learn. So now we can bring out this position too. So now we know we can get we waiting for the retest of this line, right? Retest of this structure. Let's see how we play out. Boom. All right. And always remember, like we could go into some drawdown, that's gonna happen, but that's when the mindset come into play for trading, which we go over Mondays. Boom. You see how easy that was? Take profit. Take profit. You get what I'm saying? Take profit. It can be that simple. And we'll teach you stuff like this because we got a double top, which is one of my favorite and one of my key entries, that I look for to get in the trade.
Or double top.
Yeah, and double bottoms. So you see break, retest, entry. You just made 159 pips. Right? That could have been what? 159 pips could have been. That could have been $15.90. Right? That could have been $159. That could have been $1,590. $15,590, right? Or that could have been
Where you was putting on the tip.
You get what I'm saying? So it's all it's all when you start getting confident in your trade, you can start upping your lot sizes. But you just made 159 pips on this one trade, right? On a simple break, retest, entry.
And then when you do the purchase order, what you'll put the entry at as.
You see at this structure, at this low. Because right, we know in the uptrends, price make lower lows. I mean higher highs and higher lows, right? In the uptrend. Right? Now we see this, we're making this higher highs, higher lows, right? But this low get broke. We don't make that in the uptrends. So now we know we start looking for sales because this low has been now breached, right?
Yeah.
Then we come up and we make this low. We make this high right here. You know what I'm saying? So now we really is really intriguing to sell. You could have got in right now on a break and retest. So it broke the structure, right? It retested, made a double top, and fell, right? Just using even support and resistance. It broke this support, retested the support on the other side. I mean, it broke the support, retested it as resistance on the other side, and fell. It broke this floor, retested it as a ceiling, and fell. Right? Even right here. It broke this ceiling. It broke this ceiling, retested it as a floor right here in this zone because also know about support and resistance. Support and resistance is also is not more so a line, is a zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we tested this in this support zone. Right, I don't want to call it a line. Let's call it zone. Support zone. Broke this ceiling. We tested it. Right, broke the ceiling. Came back. We tested it as a floor, and broke this ceiling.
Broke the zone.
You know, broke this ceiling. We tested it as a floor and bought
The zone.
You get what I'm saying?
That was on the uptrend.
Right now on a downtrend, we looking for the break of the low. Right. So now we see this low on the uptrend. Right. This is how we know the uptrend is over because this low has been broken right here. This zone has been broken. This floor has been broken. Right. Then we get the break of that floor of that zone, that structure, retested it, and fell. Right? So now we get the break of this low, right? Of this structure right here. So now when we looking, we
can retest that and hit a drop again type shit.
Yeah, that's what we looking for. That's what we expecting. Right? That's what we expecting. So right now we can look now. Just based off that just that trading style, that type of trading. Let's see how we get off the retest of that structure. Because we know price made lower lows and lower highs in a downtrend. So let's see. Right, and always have your stop loss above the previous high. Right,
Mm-hmm.
and you can take it down to the next structure, which is right here. Right. So let's see, we get a retest. Remember, this trend, look, is over, right? We didn't get a retest of this zone, right? Of this area that we wanted. That's why I say prices is more of a zone, right? Because if you'd have this zone like this box marked off, you'd have seen that it came and worked the bottom of this, right? You probably never got in because we had our entry right here. So that means like when I say no retest, no entry, and then retest your structure level that you wanted. So we didn't get in this trade. But you get the gist what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So now, but you see how price broke this structure right here, right? So now we got another trade opportunity. And it's retesting now. We could have got in right here, right? Price above, let me stop loss above the high. Let's see. Boom. All right. See, I would have took profit right here. I ain't gonna lie to you. At this level because of structure, right? Because I know this is a structure level. We always take profit at the next structure level. So we took profit right here. But now, right, we see what we see now.
It hit the trend line.
No, yeah. Based on what we just talking about, right? What you see was that just happened.
It retested, then it went up.
No, yeah, it went up, but what it just did,
It broke through the roof.
yeah, it broke through the roof. It broke structure, right? It broke this high. It broke this high right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now what we looking for?
A higher high. It the
Yeah, look, yeah, made this high. So now
retest.
what we looking for? We're looking for
Going
retest.
back up.
Retest. So now we can place our, our marker, take it back down, take it back to the highs, which is right here, right? We're right here back to the highs. Let's see what happens. If we get the retest. Price kept shooting, so we never got the retest. But look, we got the break of this high now. All right, so now we know this could get down here, could get retested, right? But now we get the break of this level right here. So let's see what happens. Let's see if price give us an entry. Well, but we get the retest of this support, right? It broke it, broke the ceiling, broke resistance. Retested as a what? Retested as a floor, right? We got an entry right here. We could have got it right here. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take you through how I mark up my chart. Here goes example right here. You see? We get the low, high. We get the low, lower. We get the high and low. We get the breaker structure. So now we know the downtrend is over. We also get the break of this trend line, right? So now what we looking for? We're looking for the retest, the structure, or the support. Now we're looking for the long. Take it back up to the high. You got questions?
No, I'm good.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it all could be simple, but it just, it's all about making it simple for yourself. It could get advanced, it's more deep. It's more, trading can get real in depth, but the basic can make you a lot of money. Seriously, like you master the basics, you can make a ton of money. Just off this concept alone, you can make money just off this concept right here. And then once you start adding, you start getting more advanced in trading, you start adding that to the basics, or what you already know, to make your trading more advanced. That's when you start becoming elite.
Potato is ready. Yeah, ain't no more water in it.
But I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna drop that PDF, in the chat, so you could go over support and resistance, so you can read up on it. So y'all can read up on it and get a better understanding of support and resistance. But for what I went over, do you understand or get the gist of support and resistance and structure?
Yeah. I feel like I done learned something today, man.
Appreciate it. That's why we here. This is what we do it for. So when you're on your demo, this is what I want you to do. I want you to look to right. You could go on to. I'm gonna show you how to mark up a chart. I'm gonna show you how to properly mark up a chart. Right. Let's go to a blank chart. Matter of fact, what pair do you want to look at?
Go to the go to the GB, the GBP.
Why he talking my language? All right. Let me see which one I don't have marked up. Okay. G chef. So what I do, right? I like to start on the daily chart because the higher the time frame, the stronger the confirmation. So, right, when I come on a daily chart, I go to the line chart because that's, like I said, that's how you find the key support and resistance. And what I look for, right? I look for areas that have been tested as resistance and also as support. So boom, we see a level right here. Resistance, support, right?
Yeah.
So I like to find maybe 2 to 3 of them, maybe 4. All right, let's bring this down like this level. All right, okay. And I also like to put my numbers at my levels at whole numbers. We get in more details about that later, but for right now, I won't even bother doing that.
Yeah, going bananas right now.
Let's put all right, let's go back. We see this. We got a trend line right here. Let's mark that off. We see we got a trend line right here that was broken. Let's mark that off. So now, once I have that, once I have my support and resistance, marked up, and I also like to find, if it's there a couple trend lines on a daily time frame. Then I switch to my 4 hour. I go to the 4 hour. But normally, if not, if necessary, I mark up support and resistance on the 4 hour. But normally I don't do that because I don't like to over clutter my chart, and two, I like to just to keep my chart clean, and also to know just where my keys. I just want to know the key ones, the key support resistance. I don't want to get it confused or just over cluttered, and you won't be always which support is going to bounce off. So, and what I look for, and I like to look for impulsive moves when I come to the 4 hour. So we see right here, we got a strong move, right? We got a strong move to the upside, right? And then, right, and we also got a break of structure. We got a break of structure, break at this high. So once we got the break at this high with this impulsive move, right, I automatically, right, start thinking, okay, this could continue into a buy. Right. So I'll mark a zone off to see what level price, potentially could come to. I like to get the wicks, and the bodies of the candle to the bodies of the candle. Boom. Then I will bring out my tool, right, which is called the Fibonacci retracement tool. We're gonna explain that more in details another time. But basically, it's just a tool just to just to identify the retracement of that that impulsive move. So either you could get which is the key levels for me is the 38.2 retracement, right, percentage, the 50% retracement, or the 6.8%, which I just rounded off to the 62% retracement, right? You could get a retracement down to 70. You get a 71% retracement, 75. You get a 79, 86. But the ones that I use and I look for mainly is the 62, the 50%, and the 38.2% retracement.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, we get a wick right off the 0.62 Fed retracement, right? And also we get a pattern, which is called a flag pattern, right? They call it a flag pattern, as you can see, because you get a pole and like a flag looking type of formation, right? So now I know I'm in a bullish flag. I'm looking for bars. We get a see how they start adding up. We get a break of structure. We get a retest, right, to the 60.2, which we know is a key level in the Fed, right? We get another formation, which is called an engulfing candlestick formation, which you're gonna learn, and we're in a bearish flag. So now you got all of them confluence, right? You got all that confluence adding up. So now that would make us confident in taking this trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would make you confident, right? We know we got to break a structure, bearish flag, 60.2. That don't make you confident in taking this trade.
Yeah.
Then we
All
got
right. So, well, which way which way would you take it? Would you sell it?
no, we are buying. Why? Because we broke the high. Remember, in the uptrend, we're looking for the break of the high, right?
Um.
We got the break of this high right here, retest, which started this trend, right? We got this low, high, lower high, right? We got this higher high. We got this another lower high, which we entered the trade on.
Mm. And you're looking for it to shoot up higher than the higher high.
Yeah, so now we're looking for this price to come all the way up here, right? This is where we'll take profit, but we're looking for price to make another higher high. You get what I'm saying? Now in a downtrend, we're looking for the break of the lows. In a downtrend, we're looking for the break of the lows. Uptrend, we're looking for the break of the highs and retesting of the highs, that previous high.
Mm-hmm.
And a downtrend, we're looking for the break of the low and a retest to that previous low. So remember, uptrends make higher highs and higher lows. Downtrends make lower lows and lower highs.
In the water bottle.
So we could go in more depth. We could go to a small time to really start looking for an entry, right? Right. So now look, check this out. We get this impulsive move, right? Now we on the hour chart. Impulsive move, right? We see how we just draw all this up on the 4 hour and the daily. Now we about to start looking for the entry on the 1 hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, right? We get an impulsive move on the hour, right? We get an impulsive move, and then we get another bullish flag inside, right? Inside bullish flag. So that's another key confirmation, right? That price is getting ready to go to the upside. And as you can look right here again, we get a break of structure. Right here. You get a break of structure right here. Right? We get a break of structure. Boom. And a retest. So now we can look for entries in this zone. Anywhere in this price zone right here, we can look for an entry to buy. Really good stuff. And we also could bring our fib tools again to replace this impulsive move right here. And as you can see, right, we didn't get I won't, I don't enter unless I don't start looking for entries, like I said, until we get to the key levels of the fib, which is for me is the 38.2 retracement, the 50% retracement, or the 62% retracement. So now we get come down here and we get this 38.2 retracement, which also lines up with this trend line, right? It also lines up with this trend line. Now I'm start looking for buys. Now I can start placing my entry. Looking for what I can. So I go even on a smaller time frame to start to confirm, what I'm seeing on the hour, right? So now we still making lower lows and lower highs on the 15 minute. So as you can see, we got this down consolidation, right? And then we get a break of structure right here, right? And now we might get a retest of that and another push down to this 38.2 replacement into this trend line to get a push back up to the upside.
Right.
Also, you know, we got an ABC correction, which you will learn. I'm gonna teach you. We got an ABC correction also. You know, but
There you go.
mainly we got a break in the retest instruction.
Hey, I might have called it a night though for the night, bro.
Right. Appreciate it. Thank you for hopping on.
I appreciate it too, bro. I'll be on tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's what we're looking for in G Chef. Thank you for everybody that's hopping on. We about to cut it short for tonight, and I see y'all back tomorrow.